We will be back with the range, and we will have a special topic near and dear to all of our hearts here at Stephen F. Austin State University. Stay tuned.
And you're back at the range. We're going to go ahead and talk about something that's near and dear to everybody, and that is SFA football. I mean, oh my God, this has probably been the most fun I've ever had in a football season in a very long time.
I have been, involved with SFA, for a while now. I started as a student in August of 2002. Got my bachelor's in 2007, left for a year, and came back for my master's. Even before before me coming to school, I was involved with the SFA choir camp here. So I've been around SFA for a good, 10 years plus. As far as the football game, me being an avid football fan, being able to, watch, friends, go out there, play these other teams, right? For many years, I've dealt with a few 7-3 seasons.
Yeah.
With a few, ups and downs here at SFA. But never since I could remember have we been able to beat Sam Houston State University.
Yeah.
This season, where SFA should have beat SMU.
Yeah, SMU.
Should have beat SMU.
31-23.
But it was a good game regardless. And now SFA, beating to me, the other top two teams in the Southern
Conference.
In the Southern Conference, and the FCS Nation.
In the FCS Nation, Paul. That's right.
This is something big, going on here. Because it wasn't but 2 years ago where SFA went winless.
That's true. 2 years ago, we went from 0-11 to 4-8, and now to 5-1. This has probably been, even when I was here my freshman year, we only had 4 or 5. I think we won like 4 games that year, 3 or 4 games, and it was an embarrassment to go to games. But in that year, the only thing plus about my freshman year in 2006 is the fact that we did win Chief Caddo that year. That was very special. But in the same sense, the next year we went out, lost Chief Caddo, lost to Sam Houston, and those are 2 wins that you kind of want every year. But this year is different. We did beat, like you said, we beat 2 of the top 10 FCS nation, teams in the nation, and McNeese State and also University of Central Arkansas. Both teams, great teams coming in, dominated throughout the season, but it just changed all of a sudden.
But here's the thing, though, with all the progress that SFA has had over the years, will it mean anything if they do not beat Sam Houston State?
I think personally this year it does. It has to go through, Michigan, with that team. They're really good, and they're trying to figure out something that, it's in the identity of the team. And if they lose to Sam Houston State this weekend, the wins against Central Arkansas and McNeese State mean nothing. And I think, it's going to take winning that game. It's also going to take winning against Northwestern State for this team to mean anything this year.
So Sam Houston, mainly Sam Houston and Northwestern State, those 2, games validate this SFA team. If they do not win against Sam Houston,
yeah, they have to win against Sam Houston.
They have to win.
It's a no-brainer that if they lose against Sam Houston, the whole season's for naught. And that's the one game you look forward to. And even as students, you look forward to that whole game all season. And even from last year, we went there last year on November 1st. It's going to play back to October 24th this year. It's been plaguing us ever since, and they have to get over the hump this year.
It has to happen. And like I said, what's going on here at Stephen F. Austin State University. The highest enrollment.
That's right. The highest enrollment in school history.
In school history.
I can check out my camera.
The highest enrollment in school history.
I'm sorry.
And it's a spirit, going along this campus, right here.
Yeah, I wear purple about every day now. When I first got here, I was still wearing Michigan State green. So
and even I can be blamed, for one thing. The one thing that I'm going to do this week, because I can be, even if people can put it upon me, say, you don't have schools, but you never owned an SFA shirt. I have owned an SFA shirt, people. I just never bought one. But this year, in fact, after this, I'm going to buy me an SFA hoodie.
Oh, that's a big step.
It is a big step.
The hoodie, you know what I mean? That means you got to wear it when it's cold outside.
Hey, it's cold right now.
That's true.
It's the month of October. It's the best month out the year to me.
One thing is this year, and it does, it does kind of so. We have the highest enrollment we've had in school history, and I still am disappointed in the lack of school spirit we have.
Right.
I mean, this is my last homecoming as a member, as a student here at SFA, and I'm very excited. I'm more pumped up this year than I have been the past 3 years combined. It's just this year there's that sense of, I was an avid fan before, but this year it really stands out because this is my last year. I'm trying to make the best out of every sport, and football just happens to be first,
Right.
And it just so happens that they are doing great this year.
Exactly.
So I've looked at it over there by the courtyard and everything. It's live over there now. Look at the student center. Right outside the student center, everybody's trying to vote for homecoming and stuff like that. It's live again because you know what? It's gonna be big this year to be named homecoming king and queen, and it's gonna be big to watch SFA versus Sam Houston. It's gonna be big at the bonfire on Friday. It's gonna be big at the parade at Lumberjack Alley. And when the game starts, there's gonna be that sense of excitement from the crowd. We may even fill up all 14,000 seats in the stadium.
That would be something else.
That's something I haven't seen since I've been here.
But I've seen that happen, only on a few occasions. One where Lufkin, actually it was only when Lufkin played South Lake Carroll here a few years ago.
Big.
That was, they had the grass filled up, But right now, it's, like I said, there's something big going on here at SFA. Me being a second-year grad student, it's probably gonna be my last year here. And to see SFA, beat Sam Houston, I would be able to leave SFA in peace.
Yeah, that's me too. I can't go 4 years. I can't go my 4 years here and not beat Sam Houston. Because I have friends that go to Sam Houston, and I know that's kind of forbidden in these parts. But
and I have friends.
And I do talk, and we do talk a lot. We talk a lot of smack to those guys, and when they're like the summertime and everything. In the summertime, I go home. My friend goes, "Hey man, we beat y'all." I'm like, "Man, that's so. We're gonna beat y'all next year." I've been saying that for 3 years now, and now is the moment of truth. I don't want to have to leave here and say we never beat Sam Houston.
And right now, I'd like to introduce one more special guest. Crystal and Perry. If you could come to the camera right quick. Oh, she don't want to come to the camera.
Oh, she's shy.
But do you want to get some school spirit?
Go Jacks.
Go Jacks. What type of school spirit is that?
Yeah, I mean that one. You gotta
come
say,
on, come on, go Jacks.
Go Jacks. Woo!
That's good enough for me.
I'll take
that. I'll take that.
But let me tell you, this was the first episode, the pilot episode of The Range. What The Range is about, really. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about wrestling. Yes, we're going to talk about wrestling, and we're going to talk about we're going to have special topics. Where guests come on, and they're going to talk about things that interest them. And we're going to promote that. This is Brendan Brown, Justin Spears, and for Doug Kluspch. Hey, this is The Range, and we will see you next week. Thanks, Jacks.